this one, the Mercedes-Benz. This is from a chap who's been following from a guy called Axel. So I thought I'd start. Axel Foley. Such a cool name. And where is he from? Australia. Viewing from Australia. So we're going to do this one because I haven't done like a classic Benz yet. So I thought I'd do this. And Taz is here as well with the comments.
So Axel Foley says, "We are here in Dubbo, Australia."
Good.
Okay. And Dash, our Boston Foley says, "He's my dad." Hey, cool.
Cool. Well, tell us more about your car. This is the image that you sent over. It's an old school Mercedes. So yeah, tell us more about it.
Yeah.
So continuous cars, start the line, and then I've got all of these cars and are going to be created today. We've got a Land Rover, got a Ford. That'll look really nice. Dodge van, A45, Mini, Range Rover, Tiguan. So there's quite a lot to get through till today. So looking forward to doing it. So today, right, I'm going to put the pen down and then start. So
Mark Etheridge says, "Morning, Tasmanian." Morning, Mark.
Morning.
Mark Walters says, "Woohoo! Hi, Ian and everyone." Hi, Mark.
Everyone is myself, Taz, and the cat occasionally, but the cat doesn't really. She's not really bothered, is she?
Nah.
Yeah, as long as she's being fed and she's let out, she'll occasionally pop back in
And have a nap.
and have a nap. Obviously, it's a bit of a weird old time at the moment, but hopefully this is adding a little bit of joy, bizarreness, musicality to what is a weird old time.
Did you say musicality?
Musicality is a word, isn't it? I don't know. It sounds like it should be a word. So if you've not tuned in before, this is continuous cars. So the outline of the car is the one continuous line without taking the pen off the paper. And then I create it. All done to order. So the order's taken by Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, social media. And we're now up to 122 over the last 2 weeks. The aim is to create a certain amount and they'll all go into a book. And we're looking at how to do that book. There are some various options in this climate or in this weird time. There are some things that have been set up. If you are doing a project in this time, particularly a community project where people are engaging with it, you can apply for a grant funding, and that's what we're going to have a look at, because we'd like to do a book and people be part. There's people who are part of that book, and then you can buy that book. I've always wanted to produce a book. So why not? We'll give it a go. We just need to, if anybody's got any knowledge bank in that arena of publishing, particularly kind of coffee table type books, let us know. There we are. Right, there is the basic outline of the Mercedes. It's going to have a bit of background to it because obviously it's a creamy white car. So we're going to crack on and do it. Taz is here with her music. What did we learn yesterday?
I'm yours. Track Dog 99 says hello.
Oh, track like that is off of McLaren events.
Cool. Dash, our boss in Foley says, I'll just say Dash rather than leave the whole name. Dash says, it belonged to my grandfather. We are really appreciative of you for drawing it. Means a lot.
Cool.
That's cool.
It's a cool car. Like it's really cool. Like we have a few of these in the UK, but I do an event, part of the Dub Club event, and we have a few of these, but they're like bagged and lowered, and they look really cool. And there's a guy called Abs who's got a purple one, and it is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
It's a really cool car.
If you go and check out World of Classic Cars on Instagram, you'll see his feed. He's got a purple one, a purple old Benz. And he also did wedding catering, didn't he? I did. He's a nice guy. I hope he's well.
Mark Walters says, in it, can you do 3 cars in one? Hold on. The connection's a bit dodgy. I'm just going to look at it. I'm going to put my data back on. Hopefully that's clearer. Okay, so Mark says, Ian, can you do 3 cars in one? A's drawing. If so, I may have a photo for you.
I've done 2, so I could... Depends on how complicated it is, I'll give it a go, you know? Obviously, this is done to order, so if you are wanting it, it's a commission to create it.
If you're going to do 2, you can do 3.
Yeah, I've done 2.
If you're going to do a bike, you can do more than 3.
Right.
Axel says, when you open the crowdfunding, the book we are in. Cool. I think what would be good is to get the bits of information from all the people. Right?
Yes, what we're going to need
about the car.
is I think we're going to do owner, whether that's your Instagram handle or just I don't think full name. I think it's just name, car, and what that car means, like why that car.
Yeah, something like that.
So why it was done. Because I think it'd be really cool to do. I've always wanted to do a book, and I think to put them all together and to see them in the order they were created, you'll really see for example, that was number 2.
Mm-hmm. It's cute.
It's cute.
But it's not the same as number 200.
It will be very different to number 200. Anybody else tuning in?
N15M, lots of numbers. P, number. X, Vadim, X. And Anthony Zia Smith says, yep, that's my dad.
Ah, okay. Cool.
So the person you're mentioning
So
is
his dad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that would make sense. That's Nick Z. Smith.
Ah, so you recognise the surname.
I recognise surname.
Yeah. Ian has a special talent with first names, I'll tell you that much. You're better at faces, aren't you?
I'll let you into a little story. What about that?
No. Go on.
When me and Taz first started dating, we went out on a few dates.
I think it was only 2 dates.
Went on 2 dates, and I then I was invited to a dinner, a black tie dinner, And I thought, oh, this is the opportunity to woo the ladies. Lady.
Ladies?
Lady. Lady. Clarify. Lady.
Yeah.
However, I needed Taz's full name. And for some reason, I didn't have this information to hand.
Because we only started dating. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is my name, my date of
That's
birth.
right. And also, just to make it even more confusing, Taz has her middle name and her full name. So she goes to her parents, she goes by her middle name. To some people, she goes by her normal name, and to some people, she goes by her shortened name. So there were several, yeah.
Okay, backstory. The reason I shortened my name is so you can find me on the internet, or anyone can find me on the internet, because I find that really weird. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, a bit late now. You've married a guy that lives on the internet. So basically, what happened is I guessed Taz's surname incorrectly.
As you do.
As you do. I went for a surname. I guessed it. Got it wrong. She married me in the end, so it's fine. But yeah, if you don't know somebody's name fully, I mean, you do. A guess is better than nothing. That's what I thought.
I'm glad you're a changed man now. When in doubt, ask it out.
Exactly. So I don't know whether it needs to have the background. I might just drop a little bit of background in there, possibly. Let's do the headlights. There we are, looking nice. Do love a classic Benz, properly cool cars. So going to check out World of Classic Cars. He's got a few. He's got a purple one which is beautiful. That's on Instagram. I think there's some underscores and stuff in between that all, but that's his.
Ow.
Anything exciting in the post?
I think someone sent you marker pens. I think it was your dad.
Oh, okay.
I don't know who it is. Yvette says, very happy, means so much to us, especially Axel.
Pleasure. That's what this project's about, is doing stuff and connecting people, and in this odd time. That's what it's about. Is I would never have been able to have time to do this previously, so...
Okay.
So the flip side of not having events is the joy it can bring.
Mark Walter says, back again. PM sent. I think that Bob Beals may drop you a message too. Do a drawing of Herbert for him. Smile, smile.
Oh, the Type 3, I think that is a Type 3 rally car. Yes, I've seen an image. Pretty cool.
And yes, it is looking great. Our internet's not been great today, so sorry if it dips in and out a bit.
That's all right.
I can't really do much now because it's both on data and Wi-Fi. Anthony Smith says, what's your favourite art project that you've done? That's a good question. Art project.
I mean, I've done a lot of stuff for different brands, and I've worked for different brands on different projects, and they all have different needs. But this is this is unlike most things because it's not for a brand. It's for me, and I'm building this portfolio of cars, and it's fed from the community, like the car community that know me for painting with cars. You know, that's what I'm normally painting with, and this is what I'm doing now. So I've done some fun stuff. I've got a Guinness World Record.
For what?
The world's largest glow-in-the-dark artwork.
World's largest what, sorry?
The world's largest glow-in-the-dark artwork.
What was that for?
And that was done for Nissan. I've painted a giant portrait of Lewis Hamilton for Reebok back in 2008. My artwork's on the side of the Jaguar factory over in Castle Bromwich. That's quite cool. Artwork's on the wall of the wing over at Silverstone. So yeah, I mean, over the years, there's been a whole range of stuff. But this is not because this is so community led, and every day is, I'm doing modern electric cars, old classic minis, bikes. I'm really enjoying this this is very much more interactive in a unique period of time. And
it makes us spend a lot of time together, which we've never done before.
Yeah, me and Taz have never spent this much time together.
Which is really...
Other than our honeymoon.
3 weeks, and that's, so when we went on our honeymoon, we thought, we've never spent 3 weeks together, are we going to survive? And we did.
We did.
It was great.
And this is where this project came from, because both of us were drawing in Japan. And this is where it kind of started, the continuous car idea started, because we had time to draw.
Yeah, it was a cool holiday. Anthony also says, what was your first big project?
Painting a portrait of Lewis Hamilton the size of a 3-story building for Reebok, which hung next to Tower Bridge when Lewis won the World Championship in 2008.
So what was the dimension of that?
12 metres by 8 metres, the size of a 3-story building, hung next to what is the Mayor's office in London.
That's how it started.
That's how it started. That was within within 6 months of me starting the process of painting with radio control cars. That was a project that I did.
So how did that happen?
I was teaching. I got a phone call from Reebok to say, we want to use you for a project. Is that okay? And I was like, okay. How big a project? And I thought it was wind up. I generally thought this is a massive wind up. So I just took. I played it really. I wouldn't probably play it that cool now. I played it really cool. Like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'll do whatever you want, really.
And didn't they say we want it to be big?
Yeah, they were like
big.
And literally, I went out. This is at the MC Saatchi offices in London. And they were like, well, how big can you do it? I said, well, how would you want it? And we paced it out in the offices. Literally, 12. For some reason, I have 12 as like a lucky number. And I just said, yeah, 12 metres. 12 metres by 8 metres. I had no idea how big that is. Came back home. I was living at home at that time. Back to Mum and Dad. And I said to Dad, how big is 12 metres? And he was like, what? I said, well, I said, that's how big we could do it. I say me. But, Dad measures stuff. He's better with that. Then in 2008, I took over a vacant shop unit on Regent Street. In 2008, there was a massive financial crash. So everybody lost all their money. All the banks lost all our money. So they wanted this kind of big project that took people's mind off what was happening. So I did that. So I generally thought it was a wind up, and then not until I was in the studio with a massive artwork painting, and I had like CNN, Sky News, BBC News, this is all before Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It was all like newspaper led, and it was Reebok's most successful advertising campaign they ever had.
It's still on YouTube, isn't it?
Still on YouTube, a very young-looking me with no beard.
Very different looking you.
Me with a slight more Brummie accent going, oh, Lord. Oh, yes, I'm in here, London town. Oh, and just to make that project a little bit more complicated, I managed to also put a Stanley knife into my leg.
Ugh. I don't think that's like viewer friendly.
But it's true. I was doing the project, and I was in such a rush to get things done. I was rushing along, and I was trying to. The cars get clogged up with paint, like you see here. So I was trimming back.
Okay, cool. There could be kids watching.
There could be kids watching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I hurt my leg just before starting it all.
You're carried away. Okay. Anthony also says, how long did that take to do that 12-meter?
I had 6 days to do it, so I had to do 8 meters by 3 meters a day to get it done in time.
Well, recently, when Ian moved his studio to the garage, he had to move that out and refold it a certain way so it fits. So yeah, it took up most of the car park.
Yeah, you see it on Instagram. Like, literally a couple of weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, I think.
2 weeks ago, we had it out in the car park outside.
I think you're the size of Lewis's arm.
Yeah, you'll see how big it is. I'm stood on it. It's big. It's in my garage now.
Okay, so what we got? Anthony also says, what's your favourite art project that you've done?
I'm enjoying this one. This is cool. I like this one. I enjoy them for different reasons. It's often down to the top, yeah, when you're doing it. I mean, I was saying this, kind of thing about this last night. Is like you kind of, as an artist or creative, you sometimes you're put in situations that you can't do much about. So when I wasn't able to work in my studio, I was like, oh man, I can't paint. At the same time, my printers are shut, my framers are shut, everything, all my supply chain is shut. So I thought I'd do something which I can do, which you can be part of and own, and and I can do toward and do in a timescale that's enjoyable when you can see it being created in when I'm doing artworks, they're 10 hours, 10, 15 hours. You're not going to watch something for 10 hours. Whereas you might watch something for 20 minutes.
I will watch it, Shana. I'll watch you for days.
Oh, aren't you a sweet? That's why I married you.
Okay. So, Mark Walters says, so Taz, if you draw 2, when are you two going to have a draw-off? When I say I draw...
She does draw really well. I don't think it's well.
I just do doodles.
And she did an ambulance the other day and it was wicked. It's really simple. Taz, the thing like that, she does these things where the ones that she doesn't think about and she just does are wicked. The ones that I like spend ages on there.
Oh, you can't say that.
Alright. The really simple ones are beautiful. Beautiful.
I don't think a draw-off is in the
cards.
cards.
But there's not enough table space. And these are my pens.
But we will have a sing-off.
Oh?
A duet.
A duet. I would do a duet.
Yeah. We'll have a duet with me
Well,
strumming.
I'll post a video later about a duet from yesterday. So that's the first international one done. That's cool. Enjoyed that. Doesn't need a background, just the car. So is that Axel still there?
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you like it. Let us know. There is your Mercedes. Ta-da!
Hi Ian, it's Axel Foley in Australia. I heard today was your birthday, so for that, my son and I have actually made you a present. And that is, we've converted your line drawing of our old Merc that you did, number 123, into a key hanger made out of recycled seatbelts from wrecked cars. It's one of the gigs that he and I do together to build his skills up. But we really love the way it's turned out, love the work you've done. Congratulations on reinventing yourself and keeping things going during the lockdown that we're all experiencing. We hope you really enjoy the present we're sending you, and we'd love to talk to you and find out what you think, or even get some photographs of it hanging on the wall. That'll be a big thrill from the other side of the world. But enjoy, and thank you very much. By the way, how did I find out it was your birthday? Well, Kevin McMullen and I have been talking in the background. I gave him some images. It was his recommendation we do this. I gave him some images and this audio recording, and he's put it all together. So a collaboration with some of your fans. Speak to you soon.